You're killing me, Smalls. The kid is an L7 weenie. And who could forget, you play ball like a girl. If you're like me and you grew up in the 90s, there's no doubt The Sandlot is a pinnacle moment in your life, holds a special place in your heart. More than 30 years later, some of the original cast members are giving back to the next generation through sports. They have co-founded the nonprofit Play Forever, which helps give all kids access to safe, supportive spaces to play sports. Joining us this morning, Grant Gelt, Victor DiMattia, and Shane Obedzinski. Good morning, guys. This is nothing short of an honor. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you.
Likewise, thank you.
I just went through probably three of more than a dozen lines that I could recite to you. I'd love to know, just over the years, over the last 3 decades, what are the lines people shout at you guys that, and I'm sure they think they're the only ones who have ever done it?
I mean, you're killing me, Smalls. We hear on a daily basis.
Yeah. We all get that. I get yelled "Colossus of Clout" all the time.
Yes.
And then I have to say it back, of course. So, you know.
So like, what is protocol? Because it's one of those things that, like, we all want to have that moment, and sometimes I'd imagine we forget that we're one of probably a dozen people in a given day who are doing that. How do you guys still have good attitudes about this?
How could you not?
Right.
I mean, 32 years later, and people still love the movie as much as they do, and it's got such a special place in people's hearts. It's like, how could you ever get
the love we
get?
You know, it's too much. You know, we can never complain.
I love that attitude. I'd imagine you guys do a lot of interviews like this, and whenever we start with a soundbite from the movie, is there one sound, like, is that one of the more popular sound bites to start from? How do you guys, are you always sort of curious to see, I'm curious to see what clip they're going to use?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many great scenes in that movie. Sometimes it's hard to choose from. We don't know how you guys do it, actually.
It's honestly, if we had time, I'd just start the movie at the beginning and go through. I'd be remiss. I have to talk about Play Forever. I was reading up on this. What an amazing thing you guys have done. You've taken a great moment in your life and made sure that kids from everywhere have equally memorable moments. Tell us about what Play Forever is.
Well, we started thinking about Play Forever when you think about the cost of participating in sports. In 1962, when the movie took place, a baseball was 98 cents. That cost of a baseball today is the difference between groceries or toilet paper, something that families really need. And when you don't have access to sports, you miss out on a bunch of life lessons that are really integral and follow you throughout life. So we thought, what better way for us to start giving back to communities than helping kids get off the sidelines and onto the field? I
love that. There's that old Jack Lemmon quote I always loved, which is that when you're at the top, you got to know to send the elevator back down. Was there a moment when you guys realized, okay, Sandlot isn't a movie that's going anywhere, it's sticking around, and like, okay, we can actually use this, we can utilize this movie and do some good with it?
Well, The Sandlot's been so important and given us so much in our lives, it was only logical to find a way to give back, in a sense, and that's been, you know, the feedback we've gotten is great, and the way we feel about it is just even better.
I love that. I want to circle back around to something that we kind of touched on briefly, because I mentioned to you, I interview a lot of actors, and sometimes when you interview an actor who has a famous thing that they did when they were kids, a lot of times you can tell, you bring it up and they just go like, oh God, they're bringing this up. And I've seen so many interviews with you guys where you have such great attitudes about The Sandlot, and I'm sort of curious, like, what has sort of kept you guys level-headed? Like at no point have I ever looked at you guys and thought they're sick of talking about it. Like, you guys are indulging nerds like me and letting me shout all of the lines to you guys. How do you stay so positive?
Oh, I mean, it's just such a blessing that we were part of something like that just lived on forever and ever. And I mean, it's everything that you wish for as an actor, is to be part of something that has a legacy like this. So I mean, we all just, I think, feel really lucky to have been part of it, and so we're always more than happy to indulge all the nerds.
I appreciate you, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. You know, not to make it heavy, but it was September 9th of last year, just about a year ago, that we lost the great legend James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
And I would love to know, as someone who he was on my bucket list, I never had the chance to interview him. I'd love to know if you guys have a favorite James Earl Jones memory.
Well, it was just such a special day. You know, we found out pretty much at the last minute that he was going to be on set that day.
Really?
Yeah, it was very unexpected. It wasn't originally part of the plan. And we all got a minute with him, and we got to meet him individually, and he was so gracious. And for us to just be in the presence of such a tremendous actor, it was really inspiring for all of us.
When he speaks, the ground shakes, man.
Yes.
Yeah. It's unreal.
Still, I mean, 30 years later, whether it's Sandlot, Mufasa, Darth Vader, like, just what a legend. Guys, you're going to be at Sluggers today, really quick. Where can people come out and see you?
Yeah, we're going to be at Sluggers in Wrigleyville today from 12 to 2, doing some meet and greet, signing autographs, hanging out. So come on out and see us.
Love that. And more importantly, check out Play Forever. You want to learn more about it. Check out their T-shirts, but more importantly, you can learn about it, playforever.org. An amazing organization, guys. Thank you for sending the elevator back down. We appreciate you.
Thank you
for
so much
indulging
for
this
having
nerd.
us. Yeah.
You made my heart very happy today. I appreciate you guys.